Aloha everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is a vlog of my late autism and ADHD diagnosis.
I really hope that everyone stays to watch this whole video, especially the second half where I wrap things up. I really wanted this to be a video showing how if you create a bunch of accommodations that traveling with autism is accessible. But the truth of the matter, despite my best efforts, this was a very challenging vacation.
So as you can tell, or maybe not, I am in Hawaii this week. And by the time I upload this video, I will be back home, but I'm going to kind of try to add on to it a little bit throughout the week and kind of talk about what it's like traveling autistic. And let me tell you, when people say that autism is a dynamic disability, like it's really hitting home this week for sure. My hair's all crazy. We landed last night about 4 o'clock. And so I'm autistic and ADHD, and so are my kids. And the airplane travel is just so incredibly dysregulating for my kids. I think it's just going to take a full day and a half before their systems are the slightest regulated that we could actually enjoy our vacation. And we're here for, 6 nights. And, neurotypical people, they get off the plane and they just hit the ground running, doing activities. Well, we got here about 4 o'clock and we planned to just kind of take it easy, which is really good because we were counting on some dysregulation. We were not counting on how much dysregulation actually went on. Also, we left, Vancouver, Washington, where it was 47, 49, I don't remember. It was really cold and overcast and wet. And we landed in hot, sunny Hawaii. And I think the temperature difference also was something that, even though we were expecting it, mentally, it was very dysregulating. So yesterday we ended up just grabbing some food from one of the to-go places at the resort, taking it back to our hotel. We ate in the room. Actually, we ate on our lanai, which was really nice. But we've had several kind of meltdown situations. Me and my kids, it's just so hard. And things as simple as this. We have to have these swim bracelets on the entire time that we are at the resort if we want to use any of their pools. We're supposed to keep them on all week. And my kids aren't used to wearing jewelry at all. And so it's too much sensory for them. And so for my daughter, we clipped it to her swimsuit because she has one swimsuit. And so that worked out fine. But my son has a shirt and shorts, and we didn't think there was any place to clip it to. And so we put it on his wrist and we told him, because we were just headed to the pool, and we're like, we'll talk to the concierge afterwards to try to figure out an accommodation, because he was not going to keep this on for more than a couple hours. And sure enough, after swimming, we had another kind of food-related meltdown, at which point he kind of pulled it off of his wrist as just part of the meltdown. He wasn't even aware that he was doing it. We didn't even see that he did it because, I don't know. He was kind of calming down and at a table by himself. So anyway, I had to go and get another wrist bracelet, and I talked to the people. And so we did find a place. He has a loop on his swimsuit, and so we've got it looped to his swimsuit now. But it's little tiny things like that which would not throw an autistic person for a loop. And it's just a strange accommodation for most disabilities. But this bothers me, but I can deal with it. My kids just can't. They just can't. Just one thing too many on a dysregulated body. Also, a lot of people who plan Hawaiian vacations are going to plan hikes and volcano tours and maybe, I don't know, just there's lots of cool adventures. We're pretty much planning to stay by the ocean, stay by the pool, our vacation plans are extremely low key. And another accommodation that we did is I've never used Instacart because it's something new. It's been around for many years, but since I've never done it, anything that's new for me, I don't like to do. But because we didn't rent a car to go on this vacation, I did place an Instacart order and had yogurt and fresh fruit and some of my kids' comfort foods delivered to our hotel. So that way they can have some foods. And like I got instant mac and cheese, which isn't something that they like at home, but it is something they will eat. So I got, because I usually make mac and cheese from scratch, but so I got some instant mac and cheese that they could eat in the hotel room. And they're teenagers. They're actually totally fine to stay in the hotel room by themselves because we'll be on site the whole time. And so like my husband and I are planning on going to one of the restaurants tonight, and they're going to just have dinner in the room and watch a movie, which is a good accommodation for them because they have like some wind down time after spending the whole afternoon in the sun. And that way John and I get some adult time, and that's going to be fun. But basically, traveling when you're autistic, you just have to plan for these things. You have to plan for less activity, more downtime, plan around your food. And, you know, it can still be a successful and fun trip. It just takes so much more planning. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around and show y'all the ocean for a little bit, and then I'll do a part 2 of this video. I don't know how much I'm going to film. It just depends on how the vacation goes and if I can think, you know, other things that I feel will add a value to the channel. And yeah, aloha. Yeah, it's so pretty. Ocean waves are one of my absolute favorite calming sounds, but it has to be natural. I can't listen to a CD. Oh my gosh, I just dated myself there. But I can't listen to an artificial recording of the ocean. I think my brain can pick up the patterns and repeats, but I love ocean sounds. Hey guys, I'm back down on the beach. Today's Wednesday. I think I last filmed on Monday. I didn't rewatch the previous clip back. Actually, oh my gosh, this is a problem. So y'all, I've mentioned I have a memory disorder, and with ADHD time blindness, like things get already so jumbled, even in 1 week. And then being on vacation, it's like, what is time anyway? But yeah, so I don't remember if I filmed on, maybe it was Sunday. Whatever, it's in the clip. But Monday night, I got food poisoning. Let me tell you, getting food poisoning while on vacation, absolutely, it's horrible. So I spent all of Monday night sick and all of Tuesday in bed sick. I'm feeling much better today, as you can probably tell. Still kind of moving slow a little bit, but the most disappointing about the whole thing is that we had non-refundable tickets to the luau last night, and my husband and kids went, but I didn't get to go. And I asked my husband to take some pictures and video for me, but he got all into the moment, and he did this one little 15-second clip. But other than that, he forgot, which is fine. I'd rather that he was there enjoying himself than taking lots of pictures for me. But yeah, the thought of solid food last night was not what I was ready for. But let's see, like I said, today's Wednesday morning, and we have, so all day today, Thursday, and then, you know, some of Friday morning, but we'll be getting ready to head back to Washington on Friday. And I would say yesterday, the kids pretty much had like gained back some of the regulation skills, regulatory nervous system. Like yesterday for them was a pretty good day. If I'd been feeling good, it would have been a great family day. But yeah, it's just frustrating traveling while autistic because it takes so long to like get into the rhythm of the new place that you only have a short period of time to kind of even enjoy it. And even still, there's stuff that's just so dysregulating. Like we packed clothes and we were planning on doing some laundry today. I forgot to pack our laundry strips. I used the strips instead of detergent, but I have to buy a special non-scented laundry soap because my daughter Izzy, is very sensitive to detergents. So I forgot to pick that, and so I told her today, I'm like, well, we can wash your clothes, but we're gonna have to use the detergent that is available in the laundry room here. So all these like little things kind of add up. But anyway, so yeah, just little things like that, and not having our comfort food brands, and it makes it hard, but we're making the best we can. And it sounds a lot like complaining, but I'm just trying to get people, especially if you are neurotypical, to really just, or allistic and not autistic, just to really understand how dysregulating it is. Like I bought vanilla yogurt using Instacart, but I didn't buy honey, and my daughter really likes the texture of putting honey in her yogurt. And without that texture added, then the yogurt is no longer edible. And these little things just make a huge difference. And an allistic person would just like, it wouldn't even faze them. But for us, it actually is a big deal. And it sounds minor, but it really isn't. It adds up. But anyway, I'm about to go enjoy some beach combing with my son. He's right there looking through. He's found a bunch of really cool shells and stuff. And we're gonna go into the tide pools here. The tide was really high and the waves are giant today. This part of the ocean has been so calm the whole time we've been here. We've had like a couple of white crests waves, but nothing like this today. This is the most active I've seen the ocean. Look at that big wave right there. And I know this isn't as big as it gets in other parts or other days, but we've had a very calm ocean. But yeah, the tide pools. And yesterday we found, or not yesterday, but the other day I was down here and we found a ton of hermit crabs and sea urchin. And I think this has been my favorite activity that I've done so far, is just kind of meander. It kind of hits the dopamine. It's like an ADHD treasure trove of what can you find. Oh my goodness, my son just found a sea cucumber. Look at this. Yep, sea cucumber. It's so soft.
It's so soft.
I wonder what those are. Hold on, you can't see it with the waves. They're tiny little. Is it the sea cucumbers? Do you see? Oh, it's sea cucumber poo! Yes, it's coming out of its butt. Okay, is this appropriate for YouTube? Yes. I don't know.
Yes, it's science.
It's science. I just touched sea cucumber poo. See? Autistic joy. Hey everyone. So I'm back from my trip. I'm gonna drink a poppy today. They're so good. I missed these while I was in Hawaii. It was one of my comfort drinks that I wasn't able to take with me. But yeah, I'm back from my trip, and we got home Friday night. Well, Saturday early morning. It was 1:30 a.m. Our plane was supposed to come in at midnight, but there was a delay, so we didn't get home till 1:30. And Saturday, I basically spent just picking up my dogs from the dog sitter and getting groceries. And then the rest of the day, it was like just recovery. And then Sunday, I unpacked my suitcase. And then, like, pretty much the rest of the day, again, was recovery. I really wanted to focus on, like, the happy moments of the trip because we did have a few. The tide pools, as you saw, was one of my favorite things that I did. And there was one night in the hotel where my family were playing trivia games off our phones. We were just pulling up trivia questions and playing that together. And that was really fun. That was like one of the last nights we were there. Um, so, and the weather and just the scenery was gorgeous. Like just visually stimming by watching the waves crash over and over was very exciting for me. But um, overall, like it feels phony to like try to paste on a smile and be like, oh, this vacation was amazing and wonderful. Because the reality was that it was hard, it was difficult, it was stressful, and it really highlighted how much I have changed since hitting autistic burnout and my kids too. And I was talking with my therapist just this morning, actually, saying, I feel like I'm complaining where there's so many people who would love the opportunity to go to Hawaii. And I went, this was my third trip, and it was just so challenging, beyond challenging. And she said, it's not like I'm an allistic person complaining about the service or something. It is the fact that I am disabled and traveling really highlighted the disability, the things that I wasn't able to do. And I've traveled a lot before in my adulthood. I didn't travel much as a kid because a single parent, situation. We didn't have money to really go on many trips. But ever since being married, I've traveled quite a bit. Very lucky to do so. And while travel has always been something that is a lot of anxiety for me because it's something that I've wanted to do, I've always pushed past that anxiety barrier and been able to do it. It really makes sense now how one of my top priorities whenever I travel was that I would pack as much food in my suitcase as I could, because even before my diagnosis, I just knew that I had like comfort food situation. I just didn't have the verbiage, the explanation. It was just like my brain saying, I have to have this with me in order to travel. But ever since hitting burnout, um, it honestly has felt like I've had, low levels of brain damage. I don't say that lightly. This morning I was talking about it, it's like I can't find the language. Doctors aren't talking about this that I can find. I need like an autistic specialist to keep talking with about some of this stuff. Because the only thing that I can think of is like a stroke victim who's had a stroke and there's a before and after. I feel like I've had like almost like a stroke. I've had brain damage, but instead of a quick before and after, it's been this slow uncovering of regression of skills. And this vacation really highlighted how different I've been since traveling before versus after autistic burnout. And my window of tolerance for change of routine and sensory experiences has gotten so small that I kept going down, like almost into a shutdown mode in several situations on the trip, which was really hard, especially because my kids are also autistic and they also were struggling so much on this trip. And, as they were going into like shutdowns and meltdowns, I was trying to regulate their system. And then I was trying to regulate my system on top of it, which was really hard to do in real time. Basically, the conclusion that we came to is that it's going to be a long, long time if we are ever going to be able to travel away from home a long distance again in the future. We might be able to plan, a couple weekend trips here and there as a family, but anything that involves a plane is probably not in the realm of our capabilities that I can see anytime soon. And it really is just amazing, like all the tiny little things that add up on a vacation that compound being autistic and making it that much harder. Like, for instance, I mentioned the laundry situation. A lot of autistic people have sensitivities to products that have fragrance, such as my daughter. So, since I forgot to bring my own laundry detergent, I had to rely on what was at the hotel. And luckily, she didn't have a reaction. But, that's not normal. She's allergic to a lot of fragrance in her clothing. And it's not like you can just go out and buy new clothes. One thing, that's expensive on a vacation, but second, autistic people often are very particular about our clothes that we can wear. Like, I just can't go out and buy any specific, clothing item without it causing me discomfort or distress. I talked about the food issue, that the Instacart became, harder than I had anticipated because, the yogurt brand that I bought was different. Everything was, and since we're already dysregulated, adding other complications like not having the food texture that we're used to just is that much more difficult than if our nervous system was already regulated. One of the reasons that we picked to go mid-December is that we figured it would be a low travel time, and it was. The hotel was probably only at half capacity, which was terrific. A lot of times the pool was pretty much almost empty, but hotels and other places use low capacity weeks to get caught up on maintenance. So we had construction going on outside of our hotel room for many hours of each day that we were there. And for an autistic family, they'd probably not even be in their hotel room. For us, who needs a lot more back to the hotel room for recovery, then we had to listen to construction noises while we were in our hotel room. And then me, which the food poisoning ended up being a stomach bug, which just, added to everything. Traveling in December, that's a risk we were taking. Like, we wore masks, we did everything we could. I still got a stomach bug. I really thought it was food poisoning, but my husband got sick the day we flew home. That was fun for him, not. But anyway, that whole day I was sick in bed and I had to listen to construction, because when you go on the times of year where it's least crowded, that's when places do maintenance, which makes sense for them. But it's like you just can't win because crowds are something that, as an autistic family, we do our best to avoid. Any autistic person is going to tell you how dysregulating listening to construction noises for several hours a day is. That is just like really hard to deal with. If you saw my last video, we're talking about all of the things that I did to prepare and try to have accommodations for this trip. I was really going in it with the attitude that we were going to have a amazing, successful, autistic friendly vacation. Like, that was my biggest hope, and I did everything that I could ahead of time to prepare for that. And even without the stomach virus, before I even hit the stomach virus, we had already hit so many autistic struggles that, my husband and I were looking at each other and just being like, we can't do this again. Like, this is just not worth it. It is so too much for the whole family. And I'm really disappointed because I wanted this video to be like all of these accommodations and things that I did to prepare for this trip. And here's our successful vacation, an autistic, successful, friendly vacation. But that's not what this video is. This video is autistic burnout causes regression in so many more areas than I even suspected. And I'm just left really frustrated, disappointed, sad. I don't want to say hopeless. Right now, I'm feeling hopeless, but I'm the kind of person who really does try to look for the good moments. And when I got back, I posted on Facebook all the highlights of our trip because that's what I want to remember. And then I had friends and family commenting saying that, oh, wow, it's so beautiful. Y'all must have had an amazing time. And it just felt so phony. It felt like I was masking again. So I posted a second post and, talked about my previous post was the highlight reel, but it wasn't the reality. And then I kind of broke down our real experience. And it just, I can't perpetuate a myth that, being autistic and just having these accommodations, everything's going to be easy. I think having accommodations are needed, and that I don't know that we had all the accommodations we could have had to make the trip better. I don't know what else I could have done. Going through TSA was its own issue, even with our lanyards. I don't know what to tell you guys. The only thing that I can tell you is that two things can be true at the same time. That is like a mantra that I have been repeating over and over to myself this last year because there were good moments in Hawaii. I don't know if I regret going or not. Honestly, that one is a little hard for me to say. I kind of feel like I regret going, but if I hadn't gone, I wouldn't know all of this that I've learned about myself. And I still think it was a learning opportunity. But while there was a lot of things that were extremely difficult and frustrating and like disappointing, there was also some family fun times, some memories that were made in the tide pools, memories made laughing over trivia questions. There were beautiful sunsets and ocean waves and lots of fun animals. We got to see mongoose in the wild and hermit crabs and the sea cucumber and all of that. Like both things true at the same time. There was beauty to be had and disappointment. And I guess that's life. Thank you guys so much for your continued support on this channel. I appreciate it so much. Until the next video. Bye.